too far.
Okay.
So if I do, then we just recover and bring it back in.
Right.
Okay. When we're coming on to, now this all, of course, obviously look good, and you're setting your weight down 50-50. So you just kind of really mentally move from your lower dantian. And as I settle, imagine sinking energy about 3 feet into the ground. Okay? So you're going to sit, and I want to feel that root.
Right.
All right? If I'm too much up here, it's great for mobility, but I'm also losing some of my gravity. So it's just developing a balance with it. So as I come back. Now, same thing when I'm turning and I'm looking at the ball of my foot, I'm still going to sink. And I'm going to imagine from this post leg sinking in 3 feet, but also the ball of my foot sinking. Now I could either use energy from the ball of my foot, or you have a really nice acupuncture point right there, just below the ball of the foot. And I may think, okay, I've got energy coming out there.
Right.
That feels more anatomically, it's easier to tell people the ball of the foot. Where I feel it is right here.
Right.
Okay. That's where I feel it. Right? If you don't feel it, fine. So that's it. Now, for this next part, where do I carry my weight? If I sink deep with sending my mind deep into the ground and I sink my weight, I should be able to just trace out. And notice I'm still sinking as I flat foot down, and then I shift in. As I turn, I gather. I'm still sinking my weight. My mind now is sending about 3 feet below. And I'm here.
Searching here.
Yeah. Breathe in, breathe out, in. So notice I'm always kind of sinking from here to here. If I'm up here, I'm more in my upper body, more on my chest. I'm down here, now working on this grounding. And as I move through my dantian, it has a different feel to it. Same thing going back, I shift from my center. Now this settles back and I shift. Okay. You'll feel, if I feel when I'm doing this, even though it's correct, but I'm way up here, and I feel like I'm stepping down into it, it's a good indication I'm carrying my energy up too high. For our purposes in this step, I want to sink my energy, and I want to imagine all my energy going into the ground about 3 feet. Okay? You'll still be mobile, obviously, but you're looking at how can I be grounded in here as I'm moving, so that if somebody does want to sweep me, it's harder. But I'm also have that ground reaction force to be able to spring out, to spring forward with punches that we have. And so it's not coming from here with a bounce, it actually is pulling that kinetic chain. Starts with the earth, pulls in.
Up to this point, I kept thinking that it was just back leg weight, like a cat stance. I always thought that it was this sort of reverse cat stance, and then this was a normal cat stance where it's very little weight here. So I keep got to remind myself, and I like the feeling of that, being able to feel these positions, and even this position, still feel this grounded spot where I'm not just totally like,
I'm
light
not
on
just
the
up
toe.
here.
I'm actually grabbing the ground with that foot.
But I'm here. It's almost a 50-50 I can feel it. Now, in practice and application, I want to have this feeling of always being connected. Drawing energy from the earth, giving energy in. In movement, as I move back, I'll be here momentarily. If I need to use this, it's still shifting. I can easily shift without any movement at all. It's just not completely posted. Okay. So that's why when you sit, and when you turn, really exhale and really sink. Now eventually you won't need the breath, but it's an excellent anchor when we get started. Notice I'm sinking, sinking, sinking. Flat foot down. Press. Inhale. Sink, sink, sink. Flat foot down. Press. Nice indication of where you are mentally, of course, is just doing it as slow as you can. Because the telling points are in that halfway when you're in from G, this chicken stance when you're sitting here. That's what tells you where your mind. Are you here? Are you there?
It's a wobbling.
Yeah, you know, if you're not completely, you're wobbling.
Yep.
You know, I use that with also when we're kind of coming through. You know, I've got it here. I can tell. Am I in my head thinking about what I'm going to do next? Because I won't be as stable. Okay. Even though I'm thinking through everything, I go, nope, be here now. Okay. Now I'm ready. Without that,
you're already kind of, even if you're not leaning, you're already pushing.
Right. Mentally, I'm already going.
Yeah.
So,
makes sense. Yeah.
So it's always deep breath, center, move. So this I make very much a Qigong kind of flavor. You know, I can speed it up, but the benefit long term is moving because I want to feel all those connections. I want to feel myself moving. If I'm not feeling it at the beginning, then I want to continue to sink. And every time I hit like a flat foot, it's like I'm sinking into the ground, but I'm also getting energy back from that. And that's the interplay is you begin to think of all of your body as just being energy. And anything that your opponent throws at you is also just energy. They are kind of out of the equation. It's simply is energy coming in, or how am I going to use my energy against them. Okay. All right. One more time. So. Good, just fires off. Now, we're in here. If I take a step, there's nothing wrong with it. But also learn to just kind of get it from right here.
Just to spin around.
Come through, and then open this up. Nice tight. Come through again. And this will open up. Because
I was in Shuri steps,
yeah, it's not necessarily wrong because in practice, say if you punch, I may step, hook, come around this way.
More distance,
But I also may just come down nice and close. So, and all it is just kicking that heel out. So, it's not wrong, but for form, most of the application will end up with a step.
Okay.
But you learn first to do it in place, then you just spin.
Yeah.
Because if they're coming through with that hit, that's all I really need.
Right.
And all I'm doing is just kicking out my hand.
Makes sense.
Okay. Let's see. So then we're in here. This is we're as far as for green belt level. This is where it comes in. So the rest of it kind of goes up, but we like this form. And it's also listening to when I step, sink, I feel this, and now this leg's going to come, pull back in here. So this is combative as well. Okay. Same thing if I go behind, and he's kind of feeling where that weight shift is. Same thing, if I'm doing replacement step here or here, it can be the same thing.
Right.
This looks really good. L step, coming in. And then as you come back with this, it just makes sense to me, put in a half step.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I never got this.
Okay.
Half step. And I think about a punch coming out. So I go step in, boom, boom. And that's what catches me, that's what gets me here.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can have the hands or not, and then I'm still going to step out, half step,
Half step.
turn, and come in. The finer points are where do I load? Here. I'm gathering into center. Here. Into center instead of just swinging wide.
Yep.
Okay? I'm just learning to gather, express.
Right.
So it still is how do I get power generation from here